Recently, there have been rumors that Donald Trump is going to end the Fed and replace the current financial system with Ripple's technology and XRP. To add to this news, we've seen so many major announcements surrounding Ripple and XRP, from partnerships with Amazon to Apple integrating Ripple's infrastructure, which would make it the likely solution for their peer-to-peer Tap Apple Pay features. Over the last few years, it's honestly been tough to keep up with all of the positive developments we see all over social media and through news articles. But is it actually possible that Trump would replace the Fed with XRP? How would that work, or is that just a rumor? And more importantly, why in the heck hasn't the price moved on all of this positive news? What's really going on? What's true? We'll be debunking a few things and then giving you a foolproof system to combat misinformation or just flat out lies, so you can tell that apart from the actual truth. As the old saying goes, seek the truth and the truth shall set you free. So if you're feeling blessed and bullish, comment 777. And if you're going to be the richest person in your family tree, smash the subscribe button. Before we dive in, a quick reminder that the opinions in this video are for informational and educational purposes only and do not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. All investments, including cryptos, carry risks and potential losses. Always do your own research and consult with a licensed financial advisor. We are not licensed financial advisors, and relying on our content for financial decisions is at your own risk. By watching this video, you agree we are not responsible for any losses or damages, and we do not guarantee any specific results or outcomes. Some of the links below may be affiliate links, and we may earn a commission, which actually helps support this channel and helps us to create value-based videos like this. We also hold some positions in the cryptocurrencies that we talk about, but that's only because we do what we believe in. However, this should not be interpreted as a recommendation for you to do the same. With that said, let's get into the video. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. I think the hat has to come off. Whether you've been involved in the XRP community for a while or you're brand new to this whole deal, I think this is going to be one of the most important videos you watch. And the reality is, it's because a lot of people in the community seem to buy in to a lot of people's opinions and speculative conjecture and all sorts of other things we'll find on social media. And because there's very little digging or research done on this information, because it comes from a big account or an authority, at the end of the day, people buy into it. And so they go and buy a token like XRP, believing that it has to go up based on this news. But I want you to know something serious about the markets. The reality is, if you are hearing about it alongside everybody else, then the market has already cooked that into the price. What that means is the price that you are currently seeing when you hear the news is about as much as it's going to move on that news. So the hat has to come off for this video, because I want to get serious. And again, you've got to stick through this video because I think it's extremely important, because I'm going to give you, near to the end of the video, a foolproof way to not only verify the news, right, but to think about markets so you can actually catch the next major move in XRP or any crypto for that matter. Man, it's been a while since I've not worn a hat. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be diving into some news like Apple and Ripple partnership right here. We're going to be going into Amazon partnering with Ripple. We'll be talking about a massive partnership with Visa, PayPal, Western Union, Shopify, Venmo, all of those things with Ripple. Of course, we'll be talking about Trump and his administration replacing the current Fed with Ripple. We'll be talking about the board of Ripple and a woman named Rosie Rios and why she's so important. Okay, I'm going to dive into Apple in particular because Apple is a massive company, the biggest company in the world. It has more users of the iPhone than virtually any other product, over 1 billion in the pockets of people all over the world. And so they have quite a network that they can distribute items or apps, or in this case, even payment systems. But when a person or a tweet comes out that says Apple uses a new technology that allows customers to send money with just a tap and has already integrated Ripple's infrastructure, I would argue there's a lot of assumptions and conjecture and maybe a portion of dishonesty on the creator of the tweet. Okay, and so they usually cite or share a few things, make it look like it's legit. An image really does help, or in this case, a video, very simple video edit. Obviously, they took the Ripple logo and the X logo here and then tossed it over just a bunch of canned videos, or in this case, an event over at Apple. And some people would take this and look at it and say, wow, look at it's so legit. But I went ahead and actually found the source. I think the most important thing you can do usually to find out whether or not it's legit is just go through the comments, and you'll even see, dude, source that for me, serious credibility issue, fake news, you spread fake news too, source, rugger. When you see so much hate, sometimes maybe they're just a bunch of haters, but when you see it consistently on an account or on posts from a specific account, then it's fair to say that they actually need to source that information. And so I actually went ahead and found the exact source that they posted, Apple and Ripple's partnership. So it sounds very legit. It comes from a site that looks nice and pretty, but at the end of the day, it's important to remember that anyone can put up a blog, and they have a vested interest in people clicking on a sensational headline because it gets more traffic to their website. That's how just about anything works. And people more often than not click on sensational news. That's how the human brain is not only wired, but we have the attention span of less than a goldfish these days. So it's really important that you hook them with something. In this case though, because it sounds legit and people see this, they might assume, or there might be conjecture around the fact that there truly is a partnership. But this is really just a sales pitch for why Ripple's interledger protocol integration into Apple's Pay enables cross-ledger payments, transforming transaction efficiency and inclusivity, simplifying all of these conversions. Now, the reality is, just because they're talking about it doesn't mean that Apple has actually done that. It's just extra information to get you to click, and you're more than welcome to check this entire article out. But there is no one piece of verified information that Apple has actually partnered with them. Then another big one that I've seen all over social media is the fact that Amazon has partnered with Ripple. And the thing that most people cite is actually this page right here from AWS, which is on Amazon Web Services. And you can see here that AWS partner profile has Ripple on there. And RippleNet is a decentralized global network of banks and payment providers using Ripple's distributed financial technology. So this is very legit, right? However, it's really important to note that anyone can become an AWS partner. It's as simple as me creating an account over at that said company. In the case of, for example, a LinkedIn, I create an account, I create a profile, I put myself out there and say, here's the services that I provide. I would love to partner with other people in this ecosystem or environment. And in the case of AWS, you can see that AWS, and I'll even increase the size right here, AWS Partner Network is a global community of partners that offer programs, expertise, and resources to build, market, and sell partner offerings. In other words, they've created a network for people to connect, and Ripple just has a profile on there. Maybe Ripple themselves created it, maybe they didn't. Maybe someone else went ahead and did that and just put up Ripple information. And guess what? That hits the news and everyone starts talking about it. And usually when two analysts or experts over on Twitter or X talk about it, then someone spins up a news article and they get clicks and views, which is really ultimately their incentive. But this is far flung from the actual idea that Ripple itself is truly going to service all of Amazon. They already have really good infrastructure over there. In other words, there would have to be a serious incentive. Now, many people would argue, well, Ripple and XRP are far better technologies. Now, Ripple could go ahead and integrate blockchain technology over at AWS or with Amazon, but that doesn't always necessarily mean that any of that value will accrue in the XRP token as a separate product. Now for the big one. Sources close to Trump suggest that a Trump administration would aim to drastically reduce the power of US financial regulators, paving the way for digital currencies like XRP to take a central role. So it leads you in the direction to believe, especially if you have a confirmation bias or just any type of bias when it comes to something that you are actually holding and invested in, right? People want their product, their investments to do well. So more often than not, they will be very keen on seeking out information or having a positive outlook on information that confirms that bias. Right here, Trump to replace the banking system once elected, XRP likely to be used instead, which again is total conjecture. It is speculative, it is opinion, and I went ahead and even found the article right here from Crypto Alert. But when you go ahead, and we will read into this just shortly, when you go ahead and dig into the comments, you can even see that some people say, this is misleading. So let's dive into this really quick. Former President Donald Trump is gearing up for a major transformation at the U.S. financial system if he makes a return to the White House. Now, here's what's really interesting. It says sources closely aligned. Well, who are these sources? That's not any, it's not verifiable whatsoever. I could say the same dang thing on any article. And I've heard that Crypto Alert isn't exactly the best source of news, considering this is 100% a paid article. Right here, you can see that they're consistently promoting out crypto trading fund, or CTF, which is a token on the XRP ledger and the blockchain. And over and over again, they keep just linking CTF tokens, but none of this actually verifies beyond these few sentences right here that he's actually going to take the entire Federal Reserve System, I should say, and replace it with XRP. Following the 2008 global financial crisis, Congress introduced sweeping reforms to prevent another meltdown, which is true, expanding the government's oversight of the financial sector. But Trump, if reelected, plans to unwind many of these regulations. And again, that is also true. So yes, he's going to unwind regulations, and yes, there might be room for newer, more flexible financial instruments. However, notice how they are kind of making an assumption here, such as XRP and the CTF token, which is why it pays to really pay attention. And one of the best things you can do, okay, is take notes from this gentleman right here, Wrath of Kahneman. Go ahead and follow him on X. What makes for good XRP information? Here's an online code of ethics, and I think I've covered this in a prior video, but maybe you didn't miss, or maybe you missed it. 1, always include sources or links, not just screen captures. And we see that so often from these accounts. I would argue if you start to see an account post things that are completely sensational and they are not verified, you can't go and find that source more than twice on any, quality sites, maybe something like CoinDesk, or maybe even like Coin Bureau or Coin Market Cap, any verifiable quality piece of information in terms of news. If it was actually big news, it wouldn't just be showing up on X accounts, it would actually be showing up on verifiable news sources. Okay. And someone says, well, no, they want to keep that from everybody. At the end of the day, you're just saying that to believe it. Now, I'm not trying to talk crap to my viewer. I'm not talking crap to you, right? But if you consistently believe that over and over again, no, this is insider information, you have to actually ask the question, how is this one person getting it and it's not spreading to anyone else? And more importantly, if the insiders truly knew it, wouldn't the price move up based on simple supply and demand economics? If they knew something you didn't, and they knew that the price was going to skyrocket on an Amazon partnership, I can virtually guarantee you every single time they'd be buying it in the droves. Now, they might do it over a VWAP basis, over a sustained period of time, in smaller increments that consistently compound, but that in and of itself would drive the price up, which tells you the story. Then, don't repost old news without noting. Someone recently posted this.
Everybody, check it out. PayPal launches with Shopify. Now, this is a big deal. They're talking about a brand new experience. I'm going to show you why. It's a brand new experience. They have PayPal wallet, etc. Okay, now let's look at why is this a big deal. Because PayPal right here, back in April, joins who? Visa, Ripple partner, Cross River Bank, Ripple's first bank ever in the United States, Pfizer, Ripple partner right there. See all these connections? Let's look right here. Visa partnership there. Visa buys Ripple company there. Here we have Ripple signs its first 2 banks. Cross River Bank, like I just showed you. Here's Meet the Team 2014. Pfizer is right there. What's so big about Pfizer is they have their own stadium. That's where the Republican National Convention was held. My name's Crypto Hulk. I got a live stream at 6.
So, okay, there's connections, and I can find connections from anyone on a board, right? We have 6 degrees of separation, but at the end of the day, not everyone makes all the decisions over at Ripple, and Ripple still has to produce a really good product, and it doesn't always have to be combined, right, with the token of XRP. Now, there was a lot of conjecture in this video. The first thing I want you to know is yes, Cross River Bank is a partner of Ripple, but that was in 2014. Okay, that was a very, very long time ago, and a lot of things have happened and changed since then. So if Cross River Bank was truly using the technology, and I'm sure they still are, I have not found any information or news that says otherwise, right? But if they were consistently growing and scaling and consistently their demands were increasing to use XRP in particular, then again, it would show up in the price. Then he started saying something like this. We'll continue and just fast forward through a little. Visa completes acquisition of former Ripple partner. Notice how this is the case. It could have been any company, it could have been any brand or technology. What it is stating, right, in order to rank for the term Ripple, is the acquisition of a former Ripple partner, Currency Cloud, for $925 million. But that also is stating former, so it doesn't really make a difference. This gentleman is basically stating or assuming that Visa is an actual partner just because Visa acquired a company, but that doesn't make any of that true.
The partnership
Then
there?
he says Visa acquires Ripple's payments partner for $250 million. Earthport is one of the partners of Ripple to facilitate blockchain-based payments worldwide. In other words, if Visa is buying a blockchain company, it might actually be a benefit or an additive type feature to their current product offerings, but that doesn't mean that they themselves, Earthport, are not building the blockchain technology for Visa themselves. Why would XRP need to be integrated? And these are things that you have to critically think through. So a lot of the times, because these people bring up so much information so fast and they show you one connection and another, you go down this rabbit hole and you might be, I don't know, led to believe, right, because of your current confirmation bias, or your bag bias, I should call it, to say, yep, see, that is why XRP is going to do well. I'm going to tell you why, okay, or how to think about XRP from here moving forward, and then we're going to dive into the rest of this video and a little bit of technical analysis as well. So ultimately, it pays to verify, 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 don't just trust. In other words, not a social media post. It's just not enough, guys. It is not enough. You do want to look through the comments. You do want to find other sources that are verifying it. And most importantly, you probably want to find it on the Ripple website. If Ripple truly partnered with Amazon, believe me, they would talk about it. If you're not finding it on there, right, it's probably not real. Then cite others appropriately. Distinguish between speculation, opinion, and fact. And most importantly, strive for objectivity. All great information when it comes to verifying information in terms of an XRP post. In this case, though, and I would say this is probably the most important, is the fact that you do want to look at the time frame in which it was actually stated. So someone might take some, shocking news and then post it, and they'll just take a screen grab of, let's say, a headline from an article. If you go and type that article in yourself, you might find it was typed up in 2018, which is just not relevant today. In 2018, it might have made a move in the price, but it hasn't now. Now, I'm going to talk about the end of the Trump story here. And I went ahead and asked Grok a little bit about it because a lot of these posts show up in Twitter. Okay, the idea that Donald Trump might replace the US financial system with XRP or any other cryptocurrency stems largely from speculative discussions, social media posts, and some of Trump's comments on cryptocurrencies. In other words, just because he's commenting about cryptocurrency, you can't assume that XRP is going to be the it thing. At the end of the day, it is a token, and if people or insiders knew, believe me, they would be accumulating. Now, I would like for you yourself, if you have access to Grok or even to ChatGPT, ask, will the Fed be replaced with XRP, right? And a lot of the times you'll get legitimate answers. In this case, the practical considerations are just kind of off the wall. Replacing the entire financial system with a cryptocurrency like XRP would involve monumental legal, technological, and economic changes. It would require widespread adoption, regulatory frameworks, and infrastructure that currently do not exist to such an extent. While cryptos play a significant role in the future of financial systems, a complete overhaul, as suggested in some speculative discussions, seems highly ambitious and complex. And I would argue, even though we are at the tail end of this lawsuit and now settlement, and yes, XRP is not a security, again, does not mean, that something that is as volatile as a crypto would be the one thing that replaces the financial system that as we know it when it comes to US dollars, which are far more stable. Yes, they're inflationary, but there's still far more stability in a dollar, which is why stable coins are such a big market and a bigger market than the entire market cap of XRP. However, and I don't want to bag on everyone's dreams here, and I really didn't want to be negative whatsoever. I just wanted to provide the proper approach to information, okay, and then to prepare you to seek out the truth for yourselves. Every now and then you'll find a good post like this. So here is one right now of Rosie Rios over with XRP and Ripple.
And yes, it is my name on the lower left-hand side of U.S. money. So out of the approximately $2 trillion of U.S. currency in circulation worldwide, my name is approximately on 1.8 trillion. So I can honestly say that no one has made more money than I have. I am also on the board of Ripple, which is XRP, cryptocurrency. But I want to make something very, very clear. Blockchain is here to stay. The train has left the station. You're going to hear me quoted about that all the time. As far as I'm concerned, whether it's fractional real estate, whether it's art, whether it's NFTs, blockchain is not going away.
And so this is why it's so important to verify, right? Just because someone said it online doesn't mean I just believed it to be true. I actually went ahead and did my own research. And when you come over to the team and arguably the board of directors, you can see that she is right there, Rosie Rios, who does have 30 years of experience in public policy investment management, and she did serve as the 43rd treasurer of the United States. So that's actually a big deal. We have a lot of heavy hitters over at Ripple. At the end of the day, though, it is still a company and it is not immune, okay, to general market environments. If markets aren't looking too hot, then XRP might not do too hot. If markets are looking really hot, now at the tail end of a settlement, XRP might look really good. Still, I want to let you know that the price is king. In other words, the price is always the most important storyteller that you will ever listen to. In other words, if you get a major announcement or a major piece of news, like we did right over here on August 7th, the price would reflect that. And it did. You notice how the price really popped off. If it's not real news, let's assume you saw some other major partnership with another major company and the price just kind of does this. It's probably because it's not real. Investors are not actually backing that information with their money. In other words, the inflows and outflows of money are really what drive markets to do well. Someone says, well, it just hasn't happened yet. No, the moment you hear about it, and this is how you have to think about markets from now on, the moment you hear about it, if you're hearing about it, other people are hearing about it. That means insiders 100% already heard about it. And we're talking about the people at the boards, the people making the decisions, the people who tell their family member to invest in it quickly because they know something that everyone else doesn't. Okay, the real insiders, the technologists, okay, whoever. Now, insider trading, yes, illegal, but at the end of the day, there are always insiders on the outside who have ways of finding things out. Believe me, they put their money to work for them on inside information, which drives the price up. So let's assume I start to see the price pumping up a little bit right here, and I see it continually looking stronger and stronger and stronger, and we start to get a break above here. You know what that indicates to me? That indicates demand. It indicates that somebody knows something I don't. And then let's assume it starts getting into this range here where it starts to break out to new local highs just above the 63-cent range. Okay, what's funny is, and I found this to be true most of the time, if I start to see this type of price action, I don't need to know what the next major announcement or piece of news is. I start to enter and get in here. Why? Because usually insiders are already driving the price up. Then when the price breaks out on the news, let's say you get some major announcement or news, the price really drives up, right, on a big old candle. And that is usually from retail buying. And then retailers, because there's so much greed and FOMO, continue to buy the price up in the next candle. And guess what? Insiders were collecting in here on that information. So this is truly how you want to trade and think about cryptos. The price is going to tell me the story before the news comes out. And if the news is already out and it didn't drive the price, it's probably because it's not legit. Still, at the end of the day, the price on XRP is looking really strong. Yes, we are currently in a longer term downtrend right here. You can see we have a series of lower lows, lower highs, but now we're starting to paint a new trend. We're starting to put in higher lows. And so, yes, we do have a little bit of a flag here. Now, this is a 6.5-year downtrend. It is a very long one. So the longer and tighter the range, the stronger the breakout. We are still waiting for that breakout, and I would argue a price above this first range at 63 cents. And when we do that, I do believe we're going to break above the 75-cent range and likely hit the $2 range. So that would still give you time to accumulate. Whether you start doing it right now up to $2, that's still 258% gain, or whether you start doing it on the breakout, which is also a safe and fine way to do it, for a 215% gain. I really don't think there's as much risk in something like XRP, even if markets dump a little, right? We just move this little thing right here, and this is why I don't love diagonal supports and resistances, but the price could very much drop a little bit on some negative news, or maybe Bitcoin starts dropping or TradFi market starts dropping, right? Because XRP is not immune to general market health or environments. It might drop a little, but that's okay. I would still be investing in this entire range all the way down to bare bones minimum 38 cents and maybe even 32 cents. However, I don't know if we're going to hit 30 cents. I think it is possible that we break down a bit more, maybe to 49, 48 cents, and then it remains to be seen what happens there. However, good time to accumulate. I think XRP is going to break out to at least, a new yearly high, if not a new all-time high near to the end of the year. So I do think it's paid off to be patient. I do think it's paid off to be inside of the XRP community and army. And I do believe we are getting very close to that time. I just wanted to share some information with you guys that would help you better discern between crap information and good information. And then most importantly, how to get into the market ahead of incoming information. So if you enjoyed the video and you learned something new, go ahead and smash the subscribe button, like the video. It helps the channel out. We really appreciate that. And then we want to do you a solid. Go to bullrunners.com. Link is in the description below to discover how to earn more crypto in less than 10 minutes with the #1 play to earn XRP game. We've shared this with you over and over and over again. Now, if this is your first video, awesome. Glad you're here. But this is arguably one of the coolest developments in the entire XRP world and community on the XRPL ledger. The reason is because you can put your XRP to work to not only reduce your volatility in the case that we see a little bit more dumping. Okay, in other words, yes, it reduces volatility because you're stacking your bag. So really, it's like I lost a little bit less, if you will. And on the flip side, if XRP starts to pump really hard into the end of the year, it allows you to compound on your XRP bag and gains. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain just by checking it out. There's an 8-minute video here that explains exactly how it works, and you do it in 3 simple steps. You get your XRP wallet, you get your rare game pieces, and then you play the game, you earn the crypto. Yes, the crypto is directly convertible for XRP, and we have folks in the community earning between 1,000 to 2,000 XRP per day, and we prove it to you. So go ahead and go to the link down in the description below, bullrunners.com. Look forward to seeing you on the other side, my friend, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.